Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Brain Dump. And this is my friend Preston. We met in San Francisco like a few years back. I think we were working on some type of acting project for like that hospital, right?
Yeah, so we were
Yeah.
working on the acting project at a hospital. Originally, it was for like VR. I remember that specifically.
Yeah.
That's what it was the main
Yeah.
purpose of it. And I don't think, have you ever gotten like a, a notice back from the guy, the
I
doctor?
didn't get anything from it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got paid for it, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, we met at working at this hospital, essentially working as like doctors and patients in this VR project. And it was a pretty interesting gig. Um, I don't know, what was your background in before like getting into the acting?
Yeah, before that, I took a lot of acting classes in college and I took some in high school. And then I was always wanted to be an actor. Like I was always really interested in it. And I signed up for like, all those websites like SF casting and like backstage and like those ones that they had. And then I would get like small roles and stuff,
Yeah.
like student films and just like random stuff. And then I went to SF State. So there I was doing like there was one point where I was doing like a lot of student films there, like with the
Mhm.
cinema department. And that was really how I started doing it. I think it was more just from like college and stuff. And then I just went on like the websites, like SF casting and stuff like that. How about
Yeah.
you?
For me, I think I started because I started off modeling first, and
Oh,
then
cool. Okay.
I was doing like runways and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I kind of wanted to just branch out and see where other avenues I could go. And I believe that job was probably the first, like attempt in terms of acting and saying words and lines of that nature. So that was probably the first acting job I had, I think, because that was like 2019, right before COVID.
Yeah.
I only had a short window of opportunity before COVID hit, because it was like, I think it was like December. That's when we first had that where we were filming that entire month. And then January, February, I had some other gigs going on too.
For sure.
Yeah.
How did you get started in like modeling, I guess?
Oh, that's a good question. So originally my friend Zaire, shout out to him,
Mhm.
he took me to a fashion show that I guess his friend Shania was putting on. And we went to that show, and I went to talk to so after the whole show like ordeal happened, I went to talk to Shania just to like talk about the process of like coming up with designs and organizing the whole fashion show. And she said that she gave me a compliment, which was basically, "Oh, I think you should do modeling." And I was like, "Oh, word. I never really thought about it." So
Mhm.
just from that conversation, she kind of gravitated me towards that lane, in terms of she gave me some photographers to work with, and then also to different concepts to maybe go for in terms of starting out, and then maybe submit to some agencies, which then happens like the following year.
Oh,
So
cool. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. What was like that process like? Like, I guess you had to like build up your pictures and like portfolio, and then you were like
Mhm.
just submitting yourself and stuff like that. Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so essentially I had to just work with some photographers, just figure out what kind of style I liked in terms of like posing and pictures, what kind of imagery, because you're essentially, when you're modeling, you're providing like an imagery of yourself
Hmm.
that most people would assume you're kind of like a mold you fit. So I was trying to figure out like what that would be for me. And I started just working with a bunch of different photographers, either my friend Sam or Nazir. And these guys are very talented, and they definitely worked with me a lot in terms of like just helping me get good headshots and decent photos up, and essentially just put them on like a website, and then kind of use that as like a portfolio.
Cool.
And that kind of helps, because if you have like something of your own, like your own portfolio or something, people can look at that and say, "Oh, well, this is what this person has done. This is what I see him as, or this is what he could eventually do down the line." So I think it definitely helps.
That's
Yeah.
cool. And did you get like a lot of print jobs, or is it more like runway type?
So starting out, it was definitely runway, but then I started doing some print jobs. Um, I would say I do prefer runway shows more, but print jobs do pay more. So it's kind of like
Hmm.
it is a split decision in time in terms of how you want to spend your time in that aspect.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I like both of them at the
That's
same.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess for one runway you usually need to be like 6 foot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's a lot of rehearsals that go along with that because you're also doing with other people, other models. So that could be that could be pretty time consuming. Whereas like sometimes if you're just doing like a print, it's kind of just show up that the day of and
Hmm.
you kind of do whatever it is they need you to do, whatever clothes they want you to wear, or whatever kind of imagery you're portraying that day. And then you're pretty much good from there.
That's
So
cool. Yeah, I've never really done like modeling stuff. I did like run one. I was at Mesa College in San Diego, and I did like
mhm.
one runway show for them. Like it was like for their fashion department. I
Oh
guess
yeah.
I just sort of they just sort of like I think my sister's friend was in it, and I just sort of like helped. I just did it, I guess, because like
Uh,
I'm not like tall, but I have like as far as like my like I'm pretty like thin, I guess. So like I can do it. Like I can do more like print stuff, but I'm not like super tall to where I could, I guess, do like professional like runway stuff.
Yeah, no, I think you got a good look because you because essentially you can do a lot of stuff with print. I think a lot of like agencies will probably go for your look. So I think you
Okay,
should
cool.
think of that.
Yeah, I've been more focused on acting because that's just like more who I am. But like, I really would love to do like more modeling if I can. That'd be really tight.
If you had to choose what type of let's say for acting, right? Would you
Yeah,
rather be on a TV show or like a movie?
I would say a movie.
A movie, okay. What genre?
I don't know, dude. Anything like really good. Like, I love. It would be fun to be like in a romantic comedy, but I'll have another side of me that would be really fun to be in like an action movie or like
Mm,
something like really epic. That'd be
yeah.
really cool too.
Would you do something like Marvel?
I
Marvel.
would. I feel like, yeah, I would like that. I think because I actually just saw like the new Spider-Man
Oh, okay.
movie, and like I
Yeah.
really like that. That was like really good. But I guess I like more like sort of like sci-fi-ish stuff. Like that'd be
Mhm.
really cool. Or like fantasy type stuff. Like that's really cool. Like um yeah, so I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I would like to do, and I would like to try like different things too. Like I wouldn't just want to put myself in like one
Mhm. Yeah,
genre.
no, I agree 100% because then at least when you try out different things, you can see like what kind of works and what you really enjoy the most. That's interesting. You said sci-fi. I think that would be really cool too because then you get to it depending if it's like with would you want it to be like in terms of like space like or anything like that or
Yeah, like space would be really cool. Like anything like Star Wars-ish, like or it's like a different
oh
universe or something. That'd be really cool. Just because I'm a sci-fi fan. Like I've always been like a sci-fi fan and stuff.
mhm.
So it's like that's sort of what I would just love to do that to fulfill like my childhood or whatever. So
Yeah.
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
You got like a top three sci-fi movies?
I would say like the original Star Wars movies. I don't know what else. I would say like Dune, but like the book. Um,
Mm.
and then what else? I would say like Interstellar is one of my
Oh,
favorites.
that's you already knew.
That
That's
one's
my
really
favorite
good.
one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. That movie goes hard. I just like the concept that they kind of explore concepts that haven't really been fully theorized yet in terms of like, you know, black holes and dimension traveling. I think they go towards the end. And we can talk about spoilers since that movie came out like years ago, but yeah, I really like that movie just because of it definitely stretched like the imagination of like what is possible with
Yeah.
space exploration.
Yeah, for real. And I feel like it's like up until that, it's like a very unique movie because I feel like there hasn't been there's been some maybe that are like sort of like that, but there hasn't been a movie like that presented it like that. And then since that movie came out, there hasn't been another movie that really like has done that. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. There really hasn't.
yeah.
I think they definitely tried to recreate that feeling with like Martian. I think if you've seen that.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I actually didn't see it though, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. It was just him stuck on a planet though, like the main character on just one
yeah.
planet. Wasn't really like quite going beyond in like another galaxies, I think, or solar systems.
Mhm.
But most part, it was pretty entertaining. But yeah, they definitely need to release a second movie at least,
Yeah.
because they left it at off at a cliffhanger. Because it was
Mhm.
I think one of the doctors that were stuck on another planet trying to find a way home. So
Yeah, yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. Um, what do you think of like, I guess like space travel? Like, would you do it or would you like not do it?
oh, that's a good question. Am I able to come back though?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But after how many years? Like we're talking 10,
I would say
20,
like, would you do it for like 1 year?
1 year. Okay. Okay, yeah, I could do it. I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it sounds like I can only go to the moon and back or something.
Yeah,
In
I don't
terms of
know.
it.
I mean, you could go like, let's say you could go anywhere and
Mhm.
like they had the technology to like go to Mars or whatever, but it was like 1 year.
Mhm.
Like, would you do? You just couldn't be on Earth for a year. Like, you would be around like maybe yourself and like five other people only, or something
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I would definitely do it because that's like
Yeah,
just a once in a lifetime literally
exactly.
opportunity. And yeah, actually that's a good question because I know a lot of these billionaires, right? They're kind of going towards that route of space tourism. So they're thinking
Yeah.
of like some type of high elevator that can carry a group of people to like a like rotating sphere in orbit, right? So where you can see
Mhm.
like the entire world and see the moon and all that other stuff. So I mean, I think that's a definite possibility in the future where people are going to be taking like maybe like a vacation for like a couple days going up
Yeah.
to an orbit of Earth. So it'd be pretty interesting. Would
Yeah.
you?
I would do it. Yeah. For like a year, I would do it. But I feel like if it was like longer than that, I don't know, like it'd be harder.
Yeah, yeah. Because then
I
you
feel
also got to
like,
think about getting back into like in shape. Because definitely, I think you have
yeah.
to account for like the gravity changes and all that. So that would be really different.
Yeah. And plus, like, I feel like it's like once you're there for like, a week, it's like you already did everything that like you can do probably. So,
Oh yeah,
like what else
you're
would you
just gonna be sitting
do?
there just looking at rocks,
Yeah.
just dust everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unless you have like a mission or like something. But I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And only if you're just like studying like some samples, some rock samples,
Yeah.
be a real scientist in your bag. But I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I'm curious to see how far they're willing to go in terms of, and also I'm curious on the pricing of like these trips, like if they in terms of like going into outer space orbit of the Earth. I think that would be interesting how they
Oh,
price.
okay. Yeah, like how
Because what
much
if
they're
it's
gonna
like,
charge people for.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like it's probably gonna be like a lot. Like at first it's
yeah,
gonna be like thousands, but then
yeah,
maybe it'll get down to like where like somewhat well, it'll just get down to like where more people can afford it like over time, probably.
mhm. Now here's a real kicker. Are they about to send you up there for free? But you're the first batch of people. Like you're the test
Oh,
group.
okay.
Are you doing it?
I mean, if it was just like a quick like, I'm going up and then that's a good question. I'm scared, dude, but like I
No one
feel
ever
like
wants to be the first
I
tattoo.
would really want to do it, but like that's tough, dude, because it's like what if like something went wrong, but like
Yeah.
I guess I feel like I would do it because like
Mhm.
you know, if I would just have to accept that like I could die. I would just have to like go in being like, okay, I could die, you know, just like prepare myself. And
Yeah.
that would probably do it.
Oh
But
yeah, they're making you
yeah.
sign the waiver.
Yeah.
You no liability at all. You you on your own for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
mean
think I
that's
would do it. Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
Okay.
maybe I'm saying I would, but like if it really came down to it, like I don't know. I feel like I would. I feel like I would say yeah. I feel like I would do it.
Hmm. Then and then there's this other part of me that also thinks like in the near future, right? This will be the equivalent of going to like some tropical island, like right now.
Hmm.
This would be the equivalent of that, like in the near future, because that's like the next step up in terms of like going on a vacation.
Yeah, dude. And like they have like champagne and stuff, like a resort
Yeah.
and stuff up there,
Yeah.
something like that.
And then you also got to think about like what if you're dating a girl, right? And she wants to go up there and you're just like, oh well, what if I don't got the money like that?
Yeah.
Or she's already been there with someone else, and then you got to
Oh,
be
okay.
like, oh well, she's already been up there. I gotta match her. I gotta match her or something. So
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
funny.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You when you said that like vacation, it just made me think about like the metaverse too, because it's
Yeah.
like
No,
are
that's
people gonna be using that too, like for the same purpose, like just to like have fun, like
yeah. Yeah. I'm curious on how that's gonna be. How effective it's gonna be because
Mhm.
anytime when something new approaches the market, it's always going to be met with like resistance and kind of a lot of you know, kind of a lot of shaky opinions on how effective this is really going to be for
Yeah.
everyone or all the customers who I think will buy into it. Um, but yeah, do you see yourself using or being in the metaverse for like an hour a day?
I have no idea. Like,
Because we don't really know what we can really do in it yet. Besides that
yeah,
video, I think Mark Zuckerberg put out.
I would try it. Like, I would want to try it because I've never been into like really into like VR or anything like that. It just doesn't interest me that much. But like,
Mm.
I feel like, you know, if someone offered it to me, like, hey, do you want to like try this out? I would do it, you know. Like I would definitely like be interested in it.
Mm.
Um, but like I'm already into like in a way, it's like I'm already into like social media. Like I feel like I'm always on social media and stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
is that type of personality, like would I also always be into that if I'm like already, you know,
Mm.
into social media? Because I feel like it's almost like the next level of that, like the next level of like Instagram or these
Yeah.
platforms. It's just like more real, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I think most people probably use social media more than an hour. So
Yeah.
would you see yourself being in that metaverse for more than an hour? I don't know personally. It sounds like it would be like too much of like it would be more of your attention like consumed into
Yeah,
this
because you
thing.
can't just like click off of it. Or
Yeah, you can't just like glance at it or whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's definitely something you're going to be in for a while, and I'm curious on how like the long-term effects of that would be.
Yeah, like on your like mental health or your
Mhm.
body or like your even like your vision. I don't know, you know,
Mhm.
because like wouldn't it affect your vision, I guess? Because aren't you like in it or something? Like you're like looking like right there.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it would be. But I mean, right now you do see like different signs if someone is kind of like essentially playing a video game for a long period of time,
Mhm.
and that you kind of are just looking at a screen, and when you take that off, you kind of it kind of the lighting and everything kind of distorts your
Yeah.
eyes a little bit. So that would definitely feel different for the first couple of tries you do it, and it'll be interesting to see like that long term effect.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, for real.
yeah. But yeah, that's a good thing you mentioned mental health. How has your mental health been over the past couple of years?
It's been good. It's been really improving. I had like I had a breakup in like September, which was like sort of hard. And I had some other health issues, like not mental health issues, but just like different health issues. Like I had COVID, I had like strep throat at one point. I had to get like a colonoscopy.
Oh.
I had like different things happening to me, like a few months ago, like all sort of at the same time, and that was really difficult to handle. So that took a toll on like my mental health. But I feel, I guess overall, like I feel really positive about like this year, and it seems like a lot of good things are like poised to happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like pretty optimistic, especially now. Like January is like a good time for me, like just because it's like new stuff is happening. And then this podcast has really helped a lot because I've been doing it like every week for almost like a year now, and it's crazy it's been that long. But it's just sort of helped me like process things, and like it's sort of like my journal. Like I'll just record every week, like whether it's like I have a guest or it's just like myself. And then yeah, I've been doing like therapy occasionally. But it's been good. Like I think overall, like it's been like pretty good, pretty decent. So like I can't complain.
Yeah. Well, Ron, I just want to say shout out to you because you definitely stay consistent for a long time for putting this stuff out. For a year. That's solid work. And that's definitely something I gotta commend you on that. It's not easy to be consistent in a lot of things, but this is definitely one you stuck to it. So
yeah, for sure.
My hats off to you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
How about you? Like, how's your mental
health? So I would think so. Definitely, I'm on the same boat as you in terms of like starting off this year. I feel a lot more energy compared to I think last year and me like that entire last year. I think I was definitely focusing on just trying to be as the best possible person, developing myself, physically, going to the gym, personality wise, making sure like I have stable connections with the people who are close to me. That was definitely like a big root in that because I definitely like reunited with like some of my family members like in this past year. So that was probably something that was really important to me and how to and just keep those connections, those relationships close.
Nice, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned like family. Because it's hard for me. I live in LA and like my family doesn't live here, so it's hard to like see them and stuff. So that's been a challenge for me, just like trying to keep in contact with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you live like near your family or?
Yeah, I still live in Oakland, so I can still pop up on them anytime.
Oh, so, nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's good in that aspect. But most of my like extended family, they do live in like Southern California. So I do have sometimes make that trip just to check in with them, hang out with them.
For sure.
Definitely keep those relationships intact because those are important, especially if you value them.
Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Would you say that let me see, in terms of friends, right, would you say that your close friend group is a good representation of who you are?
I would say yeah. It wasn't always like that, but I would say now like yeah, like for sure, dude. Like I'm like really close with all my friends. Like we all have like a group chat and we hang out like almost every week.
Okay.
And we're all like super similar. Like we're all really similar and stuff. So yeah, I would say yeah.
Would you say they also bring like the best out of you in terms of like what you enjoy?
I would say yeah, because they're all like super creative. They're all like sort of like LA transplants like me in a way. And like, yeah, we're just very similar. Like we're just like in the same stage in life. And we're trying to like, progress in our careers, but also like have fun and like stuff like that. So it's good. Yeah, I feel like I'm really lucky to have like the friends I have now because I didn't always have like good friends. That took like a long time to like find them. So
yeah,
Yeah.
Would you say that's an important aspect for them to be like creative, and that you guys can have like that shared, I want to say maybe that introspection in terms of like what you kind of remain optimistic? Because I feel like a lot of creatives have a certain optimism in that they see themselves doing a lot bigger things, and they kind of go down that route in terms of like careers.
Yeah, I think we all do. And that's the thing, like, that's good about us is like we always like we sort of get inspired by like each other. Like the things that like we're each doing are like really inspiring. And it's like competitive, but like in like a good way where it's like we're just encouraging each other and like it's just expected that we're doing something. And it doesn't feel like it's not like a burden, or it's not like there's no like pressure. It's just like we all know what we want, and like we all know that about each other. So there's just like a comfortability to where we're all like, trying to grow, and we see that about each other. So
Yeah, no, comfortability is such an important thing to have with people close to you, because that's ultimately how you kind of get to know yourself and also know them. Because when you're comfortable, you don't have to feel like you have to pull like a wall up or anything or anything of that nature. So it's definitely dope. Definitely dope you have that.
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. How about like your friends and stuff?
So I'm in an interesting situation in that I feel like I have a lot of friends that I'm friends with for different reasons.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean like I don't like any of them less than the other, but I think we definitely have our situations where I think we click the most in. So let's say maybe it's for some type of academic pursuit. I think we definitely relate on that. But then you also have friends that like to start businesses, and then I'm close with them on that. And then also have friends that are into modeling, and then we connect on that in terms of like how to or like anything related to acting. We talk frequently about that. So I think for me, it's about how connected I am with what the goal we're kind of mutually pursuing. Because I think that's probably a pretty important factor in a lot of like men's relationships, is like similar goals that you guys both pursue. So, and that's kind of like the foundation for how frequently you guys see each other too. So if you focus more on like acting, then a lot of your friends are probably going to be like super into that. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like a lot of like one of my really good friends who's like in my friend group, we met in like an acting class. Like it was like 7 years ago or something. We're like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like that's true though. I feel like it does, especially with men. It's like you have like your friends, like you want them to like help you in a way, like with your goals and stuff. And like that's like that is like a foundation for sure. Yeah, so that's totally true. And like, do you said like you like different aspects like business, like academic, and then like the modeling thing. Are you into like like business, or like I guess like what are you into as far as like business and stuff like that?
Oh, that's a good question. So in terms of business, I actually I'm actually coming out with a briefcase backpack pretty soon. Well, should be out by the time this is up. But essentially, that's like one business that I pretty much brought into fruition just by my essentially myself in terms of designing, and then also curating with a business partner, Zachary. And so we kind of brought that to life around, I want to say over the summer, but then we really got things in production in terms of like September, October, and up until now. So,
cool.
So that's kind of like my current or most recent experience in terms of starting businesses. So
nice. And what prompted you to do like I guess like a briefcase or like a backpack type thing?
So it originally, so I noticed, and you know this too, in San Francisco, there's like a specific type of archetype of guys that work in that young professional environment.
Yeah.
Where it's like a Patagonia jacket, maybe maybe I don't know what type of backpack, what it doesn't matter, but they all kind of wear like the same
Yeah.
same kind of stuff. So I was like, maybe if I could just add something new into that market, it may sell well. So then that's what the intent was. And I also had a mentor by Marquette Burton. He definitely helped me in terms of coming up with this idea and then how to talk to manufacturers into getting all this stuff made. And then you selecting what kind of materials and what type of trends to kind of go off of. So that was definitely very helpful. But originally, yeah, that's the root audience, which I was looking at in terms of like, how can I help these people get some drip?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because you ride like the Muni or like the BART, and it's just like the same thing. Like,
yeah. I'm like, we got to add something for y'all. We could come out with a whole new products, a briefcase and a backpack, or we can do let me see, we can make a jacket. We can make a brand new jacket that's like really player for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Have it look real dope.
Yeah, that's cool. I've been like dipping my feet into like drop shipping and stuff. Just I sort of like made a site and everything, and like I just have to figure out how to like advertise it. So I'm sort of like trying to learn that part of it. But it's so I don't know. I just wanted to do something because I was like, I follow like, I don't know if you use like Reddit or anything, but like I was on Reddit and I follow this like entrepreneurs like subreddit, and I was just reading through and I just got inspired, and I started looking up like, you know, what businesses I could start. And then I sort of like looked at like drop shipping just because it seemed like, okay, it's like sort of like low risk, and I could like do it from my computer and like just see how it goes. And so I just set up that store, and I just have to sort of learn how to advertise it. But I don't know how it's going to work. Like it might work, it might not work, but yeah, it's mostly like electronics, like just small stuff like chargers, like car holders, like, you know, headphones, just like stuff like that. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see like how that goes like in the next few months. So I don't know.
I think it definitely I think the trick with drop shipping is actually using a lot of social media.
Okay.
Like in terms of like advertising the product, because I think if you use like Instagram, you notice they have like a whole like shopping area now. And then also with like TikTok, they're a lot of their sponsored posts or sponsored posts are usually people paying for that advertisement. And that usually does pretty well. So I think usually it's I think social media is probably the key with that. But yeah, definitely. I think definitely try looking into like how the advertising works on that end, because that's probably definitely the key.
Yeah, for sure. So that's going into the realm of like, you know, like photos, like videos, like stuff like that.
Yeah. It's building up that online presence.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have like experience with like other, like I guess like other online businesses or anything? Or
yeah, I mean, I've done drop shipping before. Actually, I did it back in 2020, and that was when COVID really started. I remember that was, let me see. So that was around the time where it was like I think it was February, and that was around the time, you know, of Valentine's Day, and so a lot of products that were doing well were geared towards that niche. And that's kind of the products I was doing, which I think it definitely works. I would say it's best to make sure you get the product yourself first, just to make sure like it's intact, and before you try to give it off to someone else or like sell it, you know, give it off to the customer. Only because I think because the way it's arriving, it may get messed up. So you definitely want to make sure like the customer receives like the best of the best. Yeah, because you don't want to have you don't want to have a bad business practice, because then that carries on into like your own reputation. So
True.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think drop shipping can definitely work though. Usually with specific products, especially if you don't have I guess like a large amount of capital to invest in this specific product. But I think it could work depending on how I guess how you maneuver using like all the ad strategies and all that. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have to learn all that stuff.
and then also like website building is also a good thing to pay attention to.
Yeah,
People
for
to
sure.
pay attention to that.
That's cool. So what are you studying like academically?
Academically, I'm studying business development.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So you're like really into like business, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Business administration, technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with that? Like, do you just want to do like your own businesses, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's usually like the end goal, but also do like helping others with business. So maybe some philanthropy work would be, interesting for that. But yeah, I'm all about. I like helping people, jumpstart whatever they can, they see or have a vision for themselves. So I think that's pretty a dope trait to have.
For sure. Yeah, I started studying. I'm doing like Google's like UX design course, which is cool. I started doing that, and that's really cool because it's like how to like visually just like designing like websites.
Okay, so that's like the user interface.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
The user interface. So I'm just trying to see like what I want to do. Because I really like the entertainment industry and stuff, but I still want to learn other stuff, just, and just whatever clicks, because I'm just in a very like explorative place right now. So I'm trying to just, explore as much as possible with like, I guess just skills and like businesses and like everything. So
yeah, I mean, as you should, right? I mean, in your 20s is pretty much that period where you're just like experimenting with whatever works. And you do definitely need to try a lot in order to understand that. So,
yeah, for sure.
The only way to know is to try. So even if you fail, it's better to try and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any like specific goals like for this year?
For this year, a lot actually, and it's some stuff I cannot talk about on camera just yet because I do want it to happen. But essentially, I want to have 2 businesses, up completely running and kind of automated to a certain point, and then also get into some real estate and just keep improving, my physical health, and also like meditate for like my own, spirituality. I think that would be extremely helpful. And mainly my goals this year are pretty much, I would say, financial for the most part, and also just keep up like previous good habits. That's been kind of working for me. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like how you said physical health and like the meditation, because that's always like the foundation like for everything that like it's easy to like forget about.
No, yeah, that's probably the most important, because if you're not all right up here, then nothing else is going to be, be good for you. It's going to be hard to focus in on like these other goals or these other aspects. So it's extremely important to have those intact, especially your mental. That's the most important.
Yeah, for sure. That's like one of my goals too, is like just stay physically and like mentally fit. And also just to learn, learn as much as possible and like try new things, because I feel like with COVID, like as soon as COVID hit, I got like very reserved, and I was very like, I'm just gonna keep my head down and just stick to like what I'm doing, and like, not try anything else. But like now it's like I feel like I can do anything almost, like because stuff is like coming back, and like I feel like I'm coming back in a way. So it's like yeah, I just feel like there's a lot more possibility like this at the beginning of this year than like there was like at the beginning of the last year. So
Yeah, because it's go time now. It's top of the year. We can get to it. I
yeah,
think there's a lot of opportunity this year coming soon. And plus, after I think you realize this, but like after the past 2 years, you realize your time is extremely valuable, and that we don't have a whole lot of it, but we do have the time we're in right now. So it's definitely important to utilize it.
yeah, for sure. I guess is there anything else that you wanted to say like before we leave or
I would just like to say, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you, Ron. It's been very good. It's a pleasure knowing you. I'm excited to see what you have more in store for this year. I wish you nothing but the best, more success.
For sure, man. Thank you. And I'm really excited to see like the stuff that you're doing because I didn't know before this. So yeah, I'm really excited to see. I guess like let me know like what you're doing with like like the backpack and like whatever else you're doing because that'd be really cool to like just talk about like more stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. I'm always down for it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. All right, well, I gotta move. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate like you responding to like my story and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like wanted to have someone on, so like thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, for sure. See you later.
All right, peace.